Hello, people. I am Lee Cole, and I'm here with my partner, James Proctor. James, how are you doing today?
Hey Lee, I'm doing really well. Hope you're getting ready for your journey starting
I
tomorrow.
leave. I leave tomorrow. I'm heading out of town, and we'll be doing plenty of videos on that stuff. But today was a heck of a day, Friday.
Hmm.
So, did you hear that Dominick Cicale really went in on Sammy Gravano? I mean, in the most vicious way.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't hear it. I had to work today, so I didn't hear his show today.
And we all go on in on Sammy, me, Mikey, but Dominic did it to a different level.
Okay.
Dominic might have his problems with me, and I'm not going to talk negative about him right now. The fact of the matter is, the more people that go at Sammy, the better, because this guy is truly evil.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start with first of all, before we start this, and I like to say this to this man right here. Um, Anthony Ruggiano, if you do not see what's going on, if you do not see what you can expect, everybody else has gotten it from Sammy. You're not going to be any different. So good luck to you, sir. Would you like to say anything to Anthony before we start?
Well, I hope also that he was reading the comments in his on his videos. I mean, his people that are trying to they're telling him they're saying look at what Sammy does, and hopefully he'll listen to his viewers if he doesn't listen to us. They're trying to
Well,
help him.
you got to keep your viewers happy. He
Yep.
doesn't have to. He doesn't have to keep us happy. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to play this. This is some of the audio from the show today.
Okay.
And this is from Dominick Cicale's show. Please subscribe. I don't want to use anything of his without saying something positive about his show. So you can actually watch this on his show. But
Okay.
this is what I put out. Well, I'm sorry. This is what I taped.
Okay.
Anyway, we're going to go. Can you hear that? Okay.
Yes, I can.
To detail, and I didn't want to make these shows about attacking people, but I'm not going to have innuendos passed on people's channels because that we were scum. There was scum of the mafia, inferencing myself and some others. But and we'll go into it now. We'll go into it. Sammy with his bullshit. I mean, initially tells me, don't worry, I'll help you out. We'll get your numbers up. We'll go back and forth. And he seems sincere. So, and all he had to do was ask me, Dom, I'd like to put it behind my paid wall. Do you mind coming on? I would have did it anyway. That's what I do for friends. This is just, it's a channel. And I grew my channel by myself. I didn't need Sammy to help me. And I would appreciate his help. But to put out a video 7, 8 months later that I'm on YouTube, it's like, you're really not helping me. So pretty much what's going on here is he has Sammy made this video with him 7, 8 months ago. He put a lot of money into the trip to go see Sammy. So he's down from everything, and it's a business move. He wants to see if Sammy can put it out in public, but Sammy decides not to put the video of Dominic Cicale out in public. He decides to leave it behind the paywall.
Yeah.
James.
Yeah, and one of the things that he made a good point about saying that, you know, basically he came to Sammy for, to help him grow his channel, and really at this point, he's not. It's 7 or 8 months later. If you remember back in February, that's when Dominic first came out. He came out, I believe, right before Valentine's Day this year, and so he's been able to grow his channel what to 17,000 or so, and that's without help from Sammy. And so, I don't know if it would have. It probably would have helped some at the beginning, but the thing is that I kind of see his point on that.
Okay. Over it. You're up to kill people. You're really not helping me. You should have did that 7, 8 months prior when I first started. But people's true colors do come out. And then he wants to just make inferences that, we're scum, we don't have stories to tell. We have plenty of stories to tell. That's without a doubt. And Sammy, you were a nobody. If it wasn't for John Gotti, who would you be, Sammy? You'd be a nobody. You wouldn't have been successful in life. The only reason why you became successful, you killed everybody and took their businesses, took their money, took their lives for money. That's one of the lowest scumbag moves somebody could do in the life. You kill for money. You killed your brother-in-law for money. You want to say I'm scum? You want to say other people are scum? You killed your brother-in-law for money. Not for anything he did wrong in the life, for money and his business. You did that with friends. You shot and killed a kid, a child, innocent victim. You show no remorse till this day. Till this day, Sammy, you call me scum? I have remorse for things I did. When I was in the life, I had no remorse because you had to be hardcore. But I do have remorse. I'm trying to help, trying to do better, trying to help kids. I mentioned to you, Sammy, let's do something for sexual harassment. You say, oh, no, I can't do that. But if you...
So right there, Dominic goes in on the two most sensitive things that bother Sammy. And Sammy tells people that interview him not to ask him about his brother-in-law. He murdered him, and Alan Kaiser. So right away, this is going to get ugly when he's bringing that up first.
Yeah.
So what do you think about it?
No, I mean, that's pretty obvious. That's some of the things that we've said, other people have said about, Alan Kaiser, about his brother-in-law, about him taking over businesses. Mikey Scars has been saying that. It's, I mean, I believe, to me, it deserved a response. I'm sure Mikey's going to respond as well, but, it's very difficult in my mind to grasp Sammy, calling other people scums, and not looking at himself.
Yeah, Sammy's the last person that you should call any human being a scumbag. Right. That's how I look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
Get legs under it, then call me up. Sammy, you're just garbage. It's all about you. And you know what? My people, my producers, the production people, the team I have, no matter who I'm talking about, they keep their opinions to themselves. They're professionals. Your team has to interject. They have to stick up for you. And I don't know what you put in their Kool-Aid, Sammy, but people, you're working for a homicidal maniac, egotistical narcissist. It's all about Sammy Gravano. It's all about Sammy. Sammy thinks he's the best. Sammy had a problem with Johnny A-Light, Jimmy Calandra, Mikey Scars. Even Mike Franchese had to tell him, Sammy, you're no longer the underboss, Sammy. You're no longer the underboss. Get over it. You're a rat, Sammy. Face the fact that you even have your production people, if I'm correct, they called Jeff Nadeau. Why'd you call Sammy a rat? He's a government witness. No, Sammy, you're a rat. You ratted. You were soft. You were afraid to do time, Sammy. That's what it boiled down to. And the only reason why you did the 20 years was because you got caught selling ecstasy. Obviously, you're on.
And that's, he just says a string of things. What do you think about everything he just said there?
Well, I mean, but that's true. Dominic also ratted. Mikey Scars ratted, and so all of them are in that same boat about ratting. But it's about where but I think they admit to it. Both of them admit.
They all admit to it.
Yeah.
And most informants have excuses. Let's call it a spade a spade.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is that this has happened because Sammy has provoked somebody that was trying to work with him, and this is why all this stuff's coming out now. What do you think this is good that he's talking about this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that anyone talks about the truth regarding Sammy Gravano. I mean, that's what Mikey Scars has been doing it. I think that's good. Also, Dominic's doing it. I have a feeling that Dominic will continue to press this, and if Sammy will continue to respond, but without naming names, he has he's so afraid that someone's going to gain some sort of benefit of subs or views or whatever if you mention the name. But Sammy is definitely pissed about this. He's
Let me ask you a question, James.
Mm-hmm.
James, here's the first thing. You got some noise going on there. You hear that?
I don't.
Your
I
wire.
don't. But
okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So what would you say to people? And this is what people are saying. They're saying, okay, Dominic, when you originally came out, you went to Sammy. And then when you were originally asked about the question about Alan Kaiser, you kind of blew it off and said, and didn't really give a good answer. And it started a lot of issues on YouTube. And now he's going back to going after Sammy for the Alan Kaiser. What would you say to people that people say, why not? Why a couple months ago did you think different on this?
Yeah, I can't answer that. I mean, they have to ask him, why he was taken up for Sammy a couple of months ago, and now it's different. We know why he's upset now, but why did he take up for Sammy 2 months ago? I assumed that he was still working with him. He considered him a friend, and and so these people in the life like that are people that we saw it with Sammy and John A. Light, for example, how Sammy uh, puffed him up into something more than he was, and then when they had problems, and Sammy turned on him. So that's just this is what we see in YouTube. It's
And
your
listen,
friends
I'm
one
called
day and then scam or scum the next.
I'm called a flip flopper a lot because I change opinions. Unfortunately, people change opinions that aren't a good opinion. You're going to make enemies no matter what direction you go here. Because Sammy has the people that like him, Dominic has the people like him. You can't win.
But the thing is, when it comes to a 16-year-old kid being killed, there's just no justification on that. That's what is there's I'm not sure the reason for defending that statement back then, but it's just you just can't do it. There's just no way to defend it, in my opinion. And maybe Dominic didn't know the story then. Now he knows more. I have no idea. People will have to ask him. But again,
And listen, it's not attacking Dominic. It's basically saying this is what people are saying. Because I watched his show today, and people were saying that in the chat.
Yeah.
So
right.
Okay. So okay. So let's move on with this.
The ecstasy, you're probably giving your staff it because they're so just out of it. They think you're God's gift to the world. And how dare you? You have a team of women and you talk about getting blowjobs. You're like, it's funny? Fucking women?
I want to get a little bit past there.
That's the way you speak? And I apologize to the women that are sitting here today. My team, I apologize for even coming out like that. But Sammy, and then your staff will laugh at it? These are women. Wow. Wow, like it's okay? It's not okay, Sammy. It's not okay. Let's talk about your past comments, Joe Messino. Joe Messino did the most scummiest thing a boss could ever do. He wore a wire. That's why I got arrested. That's why Vinny Basciano got arrested. But you know what? You talk about if you were around, you would take Joe out in a heartbeat. Sammy, why didn't you? Joe was out there on the street many years.
Well, he also said that he was going to take a machine gun and dive through the window and kill the chin too. Yeah. I mean, this is, but Dominic calls him out on some of the statements he has made about going after certain people. And these are things that I've talked about over the last couple of years too, but he put it all in one video, including the Odin tattoo. So I want you to hear this stuff. It's really interesting.
Okay.
So was Sal Vitale. Why didn't you take them out, Sammy? Why didn't you? So stop talking, Sammy, because all you are is talk. You're an old, washed-up man. You're not a gangster anymore, so stop. You're not a gangster. You ratted. You took the coward way out. You're a coward, Sammy. Just like me, myself. I took the coward way out. I took the coward way out and I ratted. There's no excuse. And I have legitimate excuses, Sammy. It's in my 302s, Sammy. It's in my 302s, why I turned. It's not in your 302s, Sammy, nor your testimony. That the reason why you cooperated, your story now today, is because John Gotti wanted to put the blame on you, Sammy. It's not in your 302s, from what I'm told. I didn't read them, but from what I was told, it's not in your 302s, nor your testimony, Sammy. Stop making excuses. You took the coward way out. You assault.
And that's one thing we talk about too, also. Sammy never talked about John Gotti telling him to take the fall. This is all stuff that he's invented in the last 2 years on YouTube.
Yeah, he just can't deal with the fact that he ratted. He can't deal with. He wants to sugarcoat and spin what he did because he just can't deal with having that stigma attached to him. But it's the truth. He should have thought about it before he testified and turned if that was so important for him.
And it's like Dominic said, they're rats. That's what they did. They ratted. Sammy always tries to get around that. He refuses to call himself a rat. He refuses to say, look, I did it because I did not want to go to prison. He did not want to sit in prison for the rest of his life like Locascio did and Gotti did, because he would have been right there with them.
Yeah, he would have. There was no chance, and he never did any real time. Gotti did real time before he got taken out at the end. Or when he was convicted at the end, he spent time in prison for years. Sammy never did. I mean, I guess if you look back, people say that they shouldn't have been surprised that Sammy would cooperate because he never did any time. And it was always
the guys
about
under
him.
Sammy, and the guys under Sammy in the drug ring are the ones that ratted, and Sammy had nobody to rat on because he was the head of the drug ring. So that was him. They wanted him.
Yeah, he tried, but there was none. The government wasn't going to go down that road a second time. He said he would, but they were after him at this time.
First time looking at life sentence, let me run like the little snake I am, the little mouse, and take the easy way out. After killing everybody, Sammy. Sammy, you were the type, you couldn't take 2 nickels and make a penny. You were nothing. You were nothing without taking from people, without killing people, Sammy. You talk about scum? Look at yourself. Look at yourself. All this started over because you let me under false pretenses. And I asked you, you didn't have the decency to text me back. You had Anna do it. Oh, well, why do we have to take it down? Because I said so, Anna, that's why. Because I was let under false pretenses. If you were man enough, Sammy, you should have picked up the phone and said, Dom, look, I'm hurting, I need some money, do you mind? I would say, go ahead. It's not about it. Now it's about principle, Sammy, which you have none. Zero. Even then, I'm going to expose you. Sitting down eating with you, you're a pig. You're disgusting. You fart, you belch. Even with women there, and they laugh at you like it's funny. You have no coot to yourself, Sammy. You're a gavon. You're a gavon. And that's the way it is.
So can you picture an old man sitting at a table farting and
I thought that was what old men do.
Yeah, but then he's laughing about it and stuff.
I know. I'd love to have been there. That would have been great to get on camera.
It would have been nice if you filmed it.
That's exactly.
1 minute short out of it. Sammy farting. Okay.
That's too funny.
At a dinner table. Where's your manners? Don't you have any manners? Blowing your nose in a cloth napkin at the table. You don't even excuse yourself to go to a bathroom. You're a barbarian. A Napoleon barbarian. You have that complex. And remember, Sammy, you're a rat. We had this discussion, you and I. And I said I took the cow, and you said, no, don't say that, don't say that. No, I am saying it. It's the truth. Everybody who's in the mafia who ratted took the coward way out, myself included. That's the way it is. That's a fact, Sammy. That's a fact. And again, you would be nothing without John Gotti. You talk about, I need views for your name. Sammy, yes, I put your name up there. And you know what? I think it could be true because of your name, Sammy Gravano. Actually, they say Sammy the Snake. But I think it's more so people want to hear what happened. So they know we were close. Or I thought we were close. So they're probably saying, oh shit, what happened? What got Dom pissed? That's what they want to hear, Sammy. And this is not going to be about Sammy every week. I just have to get it out. You want to make inferences? You have stuff? Bring it out, Sammy, because we got stuff too. We got a lot of stuff on you. You want to talk about the ABs gave you the okay to put Odin, their god, they worship, on your body as a tattoo? Sammy, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. Because if you were in mainline, the ABs would have taken you out the way they took, the way Whitey Bulger, the ABs didn't take out Whitey Bulger, but the way Whitey Bulger got killed in the penitentiary, everybody would have looked to take you out, Sammy, just to get that notch under their belt. I killed Sammy the Bull, or Sammy the Snake, as I call you nowadays. So for them to tell you it's okay to put Odin, where did they tell you, Sammy? In the rat unit that we were at? The ABs who ratted, who are no longer ABs, they told you it's okay, Sammy? You're a fucking jerk off. You're in.
And this is a very good point he makes. And
Very good point.
And this is something that's been discussed by us before. The guys that, people have to remember, Sammy was always in protective custody. There was anybody that he talked to was in protective custody. So those guys that told him that he could do that were in protective custody.
You know what the real guys would have done? They would have pinned him down. They would have cut that tattoo off of him. That's what they would have done.
Asshole, Sammy. And I'm saying it today. I'll say it on the camera. I'll say it to your face. Any way you want, Sammy. Any way you want. Because you never ran up against the likes of me, Sammy. Never in your life. You couldn't handle us, Sammy. You wouldn't know what to do. Trust me, you wouldn't know what to do. So, and I'm sorry I'm getting emotional, folks, because it just bothers me when people talk bullshit. They want to sit beside as a cigar. I'm Sammy the Bull. You're Sammy the Bullshitter. That's who you are, Sammy the Bullshitter. Keep on telling you fabricated stories. Joe Messino, if I was there, I would have killed him. Why didn't you, Sammy? Why didn't you kill Joe Messino then? He was out there many years, Sammy, with you. He was out there. And Joe, to me, is the biggest piece of shit out there because he wore a wire, a boss. So who are you, Sammy? You're nobody. You were nothing without John Gotti's name. You talk about people using your name, use John Gotti's name. If you don't tell John Gotti's story, Sammy, who are you? And you know what? Statistically, my team did the statistics on my views. Usually my Friday views on the two videos, I'll average within a 24-hour period 10 to 15,000 views, Sammy. And I only have 17,000 subscribers. That's almost 100%, Sammy. You have 500,000 subscribers. You put out a video, I've been looking. 4,000 views, 2 days. 7,000 views, 2 days. 3,500 views, 1 day. For 500,000 subscribers, that tells me they're bought, Sammy. You want to watch my numbers go up? I can pay too. I have money. I don't live in a warehouse, Sammy, with no shower, Sammy. You want to go there?
Here comes the personal attacks. But, this is true, though. We talked about this the other day on our video also. If you have 500,000, you should at least be doing, every time you put out your videos, 50,000. I mean, you'll have guys like OC Shorts. Every video he puts out has 30,000. Every video. I mean, sometimes it gets lower, but in general. And also, Karen Gravano, his daughter, it's known that she bought a lot of subs, not for her other channels, her other social pages, subscribers. And that's what these professional companies do when these guys come in. They buy them these subs.
Yeah. Well, he's about 15 to 20% of the views that he was getting back in 2021. And so, I mean, his money that he has coming in, he was probably making about 15K a month coming in at his peak. He's now down to about 2,000 a month at the most. And that
2000
doesn't count the all the cash apps, or whatever you call it
yeah,
when they give him
yeah.
and stuff. I'm just saying straight videos. He's not making much.
Well, yeah, and then he has a production team he has to pay. They're not going to work for nothing, So
He's losing money on this right now.
maybe they just gave him a home.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe,
know if he owns the building that he's in, and I doubt it. I'm sure the
no,
the
I
shopping
doubt it.
center
And
owns it.
it's kind of funny that um, they want him to. It's the people around him that are close to him want him to stay in. They want him to stay there. They don't want him to come home. I can
Yeah.
imagine. Can you imagine living with a man like that?
Oh my gosh, I saw the home that I don't know if it was Karen's or his. I think it was Karen's when she was living down in Arizona. That was a nice home, and
Yeah,
everyone thought
that
that's
was
where he was living, but it wasn't.
no, that wasn't her home either. That was staged for the show. You're talking about that big one with the nice pool outside. Yeah. Didn't
Yeah.
you notice how empty it was when, like, how it wasn't their place? See
Oh,
that?
okay.
Yeah,
I
it
didn't
wasn't.
realize that.
Yeah, yeah. I talked to Angel about that. She was telling me that it wasn't their property. A couple
Hmm.
other people told me that too.
Okay.
But they made it look like their property. That's just TV.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how desperate you are for money, Sammy, that you took my content and put it behind your paid channel on the false pretenses? Tell people you have to go to a gym to take a shower. You go to a gym to take a shower. You want to say, I'm scum. You know what, Sammy? The snake, go slither away now. Slither away. Because if you really want more stuff to come out, I'll really expose you, Sammy. You're ridiculous. You're a clown. You're a nobody. You're a washed up old man who thinks you're the YouTube godfather, podfather. No, you know who is? Michael Franchise. He's been doing this long enough. He's the godfather, the podfather of the mafia genre. You couldn't even shine his shoes on your worst day, Sammy. And that's the truth.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I was on mute, but yeah, I agree. If we look at the guys that are on, and we went through this ourselves, where we talked
Yeah.
about who had the largest channel and stuff. So I just looked today, and Michael Francis has almost 1.1 million. Sammy's at 562,000. So Sammy is about half what Michael is, and Sammy got most of his the first year or so when James Carroll was doing stuff with him, and so he's just really we've proven it. He's just not growing much at
And
this
what
point.
Dominic says, we have 11,000, and we average when we drop a video, we average per day about 8,000 views. But when we drop a video, we get usually between 3,000 and 4,000. We have
Yeah.
11,000. That's a very good percentage. And then you have a person like Sammy that's getting, say, 20,000 off a 500,000.
Mm.
That's a horrible percentage, ain't it? I mean,
Right.
I think that's like 2%, maybe 2%.
Mhm. Right, and there's a lot of them he doesn't even get that much. So yeah, I mean it's just, and I don't know with lives how they do stuff. I guess the way they record the number of views might be different. I don't know, but he's just
No,
not doing
YouTube
much.
doesn't. YouTube counts your views whether you're live or whether you drop videos. That's what they
Oh,
count.
okay.
They don't care one way or another.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go. A little bit left on this.
The guy's classy. He's above and beyond. And even you throw your little innuendos. I heard you. Oh, Michael's my friend. Even though he's a racketeer. Sammy, he was a made member of the mafia. He was a powerful capo in the Colombo crime family, Sammy. He made his own way, Sammy. What did you do? John Gotti's coattails. That's what you did. You rode John Gotti's coattails. And somebody passed a good comment last week, and it wasn't said. Said to me afterwards, well, Dom, you were on Vinny's coattails. You're damn right I was. But you know what? The difference is everybody knew me. Everybody knew me, even without Vinny and Joe Messino. Big Ernie, Quiet Dom. Those are powerhouses. To Till this day, powerhouses in the Genovese crime family. That's who I was originally with. And I made my own reputation. I went after captains that before I was straightened out, chasing one around the car because he made an inference about me. Bad label. Chased him. I didn't give a fuck, Sammy. I didn't need a crew. I didn't have to sneak up behind somebody. I went at people head to head. So, with that, watch what you say, Sammy, because you really don't want to get started. So I will come at you hard and heavy. And you did tell me, Dom, when you come on this genre, be honest, be straightforward, they know. Sammy, listen. Follow your advice, because you're not honest. What comes out of your mouth is shit. You talk about everybody, Sammy. You think you're better than everybody. You fabricate stories. Well, I was with Gaspipe and ADX, and I wanted to stab him in the neck and drink his blood. Sammy, you were scared shit of Gaspipe. Gaspipe was one of the most feared lunatics out there. Why did?
There's no doubt that Sammy had no desire to go after Gaspipe. I'll guarantee you that. Gaspipe was psychotic nut, and he did a lot of his own work up close and personal.
Right, and they couldn't, and that is true. That was where he was different. Someone like him, someone like the other guy that was with the Colombos during the Colombo War, the same way, Scarpa. They were capos, but then they also did their piece of work themselves. And so my understanding is when they had a hit on Sammy, Gaspipe was looking for him, and they couldn't find Sammy. Sammy they said, was hard to nail down. He knew how to run and stay away.
And, there's also the incidents where Gaspipe got beat up in prison, and then he stabbed the guy coming out of the shower as revenge.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Right? And who was it, Heidel, that shot him, and he tortured the hell out of him?
Yeah, exactly.
So that what are you going to do? You beat him up, you better kill him, because he's going to come back for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. He's dead now, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Right.
Okay.
Didn't you do it, Sammy? Why didn't you make an attempt, Sammy? Stop with your storytelling. It's funny. You have a lot in common. You really do, Sammy. You have a tremendous amount in common. And I'm trying to think of the guy. It's on the top of my head, my tongue, whatever. But I'll get his name in a minute. Great storyteller. What's the storyteller who with movies tells?
He's talking about Stephen King. He's talking about
Stephen King. Yeah.
He did The Corn, I think. The movie The Corn. You don't know? Well, if you read books, Dean Koontz is a great book writer, fictional. He goes out there with his stories.
Children of the Corn's what he was trying to say.
You're on that level with your stories. Your stories are getting plain. You're washed up. You have no more stories, Sammy. You have no more stories. So, with that, let's get back. We'll get back to the audience comments. Please, come at me. And you know what, Sammy? You talk about my views. You talk about, Stephen King. Sammy, you and him are cousins. You and Stephen King are definitely cousins. Oh, my God. You come up with some whoppers there, boy, Sammy. Whoa, that's another one, Sammy. Now you're going to tell us who really killed JFK Kennedy. Who killed JFK? Sammy, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. So you're involved with JFK? No. What are you going to tell us next? You were there for Tutankhamun, who killed the Egyptian pharaoh? Are you out of your mind, Sammy? You definitely still have some of those ecstasy pills, because you're definitely out there. Who killed JFK? You're going to tell us that story. Next, you're going to tell us where Hoffa's buried. Jimmy Hoffa. You a part of that too, Sammy? Come on, please go on with that bullshit, Sammy. You told me people know when you're lying. Sammy, you've been uncovered. The curtain's down, Sammy. You're exposed. You are getting senile, Sammy. And what bothers you most of all, and I'm going to say these words, you are a rat. You're the podfather rat who opened up the doors for guys like myself to rat and take the coward way out. I took the coward way out, Sammy. So did you. On your first big pinch, you ratted. You ratted. My first big pinch as a kid, I was facing the electric chair, Sammy. The electric chair. State wanted me to cooperate. I wouldn't do it. But I killed a guy. Definitely killed a guy. I wasn't a rat, Sammy. Took it on the chin. Let's go. Let's go. Next case, Sammy. DEA set me up 10 years. Let's go. Let's go. Did my time. Then I took the coward way out, Sammy. I was tired. Especially when Michael Knows, who was out there running the Bonanno crime family. 2 months I'm arrested. This fucking punk, another punk.
Okay, well, I don't want to go in that because there's a lot of swearing, and there's enough I got to go through. Okay, so in general, there was more said in that. So people want to see it. It's there. Overall, are you surprised that Dominic came at him that hard today?
No, I'm not surprised at that. I know that he was upset about what had happened, and so yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
Okay, now you also want to change something, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to change it right here because a lot of people got confused by this. Okay, Anthony Graziano.
Yeah, so there was the short that we put up about TG and who is Anthony Graziano, and then he had his son-in-law, whose nickname is Junior. Anyway, that the short was basically Sammy the Bull talking about Junior relaying a story to him about how Anthony Graziano had never killed a person. And so what Junior Pagan said was that he actually did
explain who Junior Pagan is.
Yeah, that's the son-in-law of Anthony Graziano. Also was married to Renee Graziano. Renee Graziano was the star of I believe it was Mob Wives.
Mob Wives.
Yeah. And so anyway, it was very confusing when you listen to it, and I had to listen to it, numerous times. And then, there was, I saw some comments also on Mikey Scar's show where, people, just about everyone thought Sammy was talking about himself, but then a couple of people started listening to it and said, no, it's actually Sammy relaying a story of that Hector Pagan, or Junior, as they called him, was relaying to Sammy. So the thing is that makes it worse is that if this is true, then Sammy is implicating this guy in a murder. He just got out of prison. He's still on probation. He paid his time. The guy was a government informant. In 2014, he did go to the government. And so that, I guess that's how he knew Sammy. And so Sammy and him were together, and he said that he did this piece of work for Graziano. And so if that is true, then Sammy was ratting on Hector Pagan, who's known as Junior. And so the other thing is, the hope is that maybe Hector was just BSing. Maybe he was just trying to look big for Sammy. I don't know. Or maybe
Sammy ratted the guy
lying.
out. Basically, Sammy ratted the guy out on murder.
Yeah.
That's something did. That's something that they would have to investigate. With Sammy, They're not going to touch Sammy because that means that they would have to redo all the trial. They would have to redo everything that anybody he's testified against. So you're talking about, he pretty much said that Pagan committed a murder, and nobody knew about this murder. Maybe Pagan said Pagan became a rat, right?
Yeah, he was a rat before this. That's why they were together. They were in a witness unit together, and that's why they were together and were talking. So he admitted to he had to face a trial for what he did in 2010, where he admitted to a murder, but this is a different murder. This isn't the one that he actually had gotten committed to, because he's already in
But here's the
prison.
thing, though, with 301, with 302s, I'm sorry, with 302s, he may have admitted it in a 302. We don't know.
Well, and that could be true too. Maybe he
Right.
did admit it. I mean, but what he told Sammy is, "Oh, I did this piece of work, but I didn't tell the feds." And so this was Sammy relaying that story. And I just don't know, why didn't he just remove it from his video? You know, that's just
Because he's Sammy Gravano. That's
yeah.
why. So why
Yeah.
didn't you would figure that one of his know-it-all producers would have done that? But when
Yeah.
you have little girls doing that kind of work, it's kind of difficult for them to realize that should be done.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see where it's. Hey, please join Angel Gotti at my father's daughter's Patreon page. Underneath here, there will be a link, and once to twice a week, stuff that you do not see on here is put up there. This weekend, they'll be dropping something else there, just so you do know. And we're getting close to where she's going to start doing lives there. Well, we are going to start doing lives. We're just waiting for a couple more people where we have enough to have a good live. But we're getting very close at that point. And when we get to 100 people, Angel and her partner, Marla, are going to do it faces. They're not going to do it behind avatars or anything.
Right.
Okay, and also, please sub. Let me get my stuff up here. Please subscribe, hit the like, and the reminder bell. Please hit the reminder bell, because a lot of times people don't get reminders on these. If you want to send me a Cash App, it's right there. If not, no problem. Anything you'd like to say, James, before we close this out?
No. I mean, this was a good show. Like I said, that was the first time I'd heard what Dominick Cicale had said.
He said
about
more
Sammy.
too. That's about 50% of it. Did you find it interesting what he was saying?
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. You know, I thought it definitely got personal when he's talking about him belching and farting, and then also having to take a shower in the gym. So, but
Imagine that you're 78 years old, you got to get up and go to the gym to take a shower. Okay. You better not fall down and hurt your hip, Sammy, because that ain't going to be a good thing.
No kidding.
Okay. Everybody take care. Please subscribe to our channel, like I said. And James, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a nice one.
All right.